Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are watching EverymanHYBRID Explained by NightMind. So full credit to NightMind for doing this and doing, the explained version of EverymanHYBRID. So there are 7 parts to this. They are long videos. They are in like an hour long to there's one part that is 2 hours long because it's part 4 and 5 together. It's a re-upload. So this will take a while. So while doing this reaction to these, I'm going to also be doing Tribe 12 at the same time, and then maybe try and throw in some gaming videos at the same time. We're going to try and do a mix of stuff while doing this. And then maybe also do the Marble Hornets Explained at the same time. But I also saw that there's a EverymanHYBRID and Tribe 12 shared story explained. I saw that also. But I want to make it clear that I am definitely not trying to steal NightMind's content. Definitely not trying to. We're just watching the explained. We're just watching it explained. And we're reacting to it together. So again, full credit to NightMind, full 100% credit for him going in depth, to do this. Yeah. So if you'd like to go watch this on your own and everything, so you can go and do that. But also want to say go and subscribe to NightMind too, because he does pretty cool things. Go subscribe to him. Anyways, EverymanHYBRID Explained, Part 1. This is a first time reaction to this too. Okay, that's, okay, so there's content sensitive advisory. Alright. Fitness, got it. Fitness. Cardio. Healthy lifestyle, healthy eating. How do you cut up a watermelon like that? How do you do that? Who looks that happy when working out? Confidence, positivity. Happiness, got it? Well, I saw a flash of habit there. This was quite the intro. Got sick beats. EverymanHYBRID, your go-to. Oh, I missed it. Oh, dang it. Alright, well, what are we gonna get here? What is that? We're gonna get copyrighted music. I think that's a rabbit. And that was a rabbit. This is a very long intro. We're at 4 minutes already. Okay, we're at NightMind's intro now.
Human health. Such an important and ever-present worry in our everyday lives. Eating right, sleeping right, maintaining the proper weight, keeping a healthy mentality. Years add up, and at the same time, they fall away, and the pressure of making sure they count increase with every slice.
Hold on, I just want to say real quick, what is it? The body mass index scale, the BMI scale, is absolute bullshit. It is horse shit. anyone who follows that is, don't follow that. I'm just saying, it is stupid. Like, maintaining a healthy weight, you don't know if you're a healthy weight unless you can absolutely tell exactly where all your weight is coming from, because you could look fine and you could look absolutely fine, but your body mass index could tell you that you're obese, but you don't know if it's muscle mass, you don't know if it's fat, you don't know if it's your bone mass, you don't know what it is. It could be water weight. And so you have no idea, and so your doctor could tell you you're obese, but you don't look obese or anything like that. So I'm just saying, and again, no offense to anyone, but I'm just saying it is absolutely bullshit. So don't listen to the body mass index, because chances are your body is most, like, I'm not a doctor, but I you're supposed to have a little bit of a tummy. I'm just saying. So if you have a little bit of a tummy, it is okay. That's healthy. That is healthy to have. It protects your organs. So don't be insecure about it. You look beautiful. You look handsome. You're perfect the way that you are. And screw the body mass index scale. It is bullshit.
It's a birthday cake. There's just so much in life to take care of. How can you
And don't feel
possibly
guilty
hope to
for
be
eating
perfect
that
with your
birthday cake
body,
either.
too? 206
Screw the
bones,
diet.
36 teeth, 650 layers of muscle, miles upon miles of veins and arteries, over 20
I
feet
really
of
don't want to
intestines,
think about that.
a gallon and a half of blood, and a brain
I don't
comprised
think.
of
Oh,
billions
that's
of
disgusting.
neurons.
Ew.
And in a heart, 2 eyes, 2 lungs, and about a dozen pounds or so of other organs. And you're left looking at a really tall order of bits and pieces we're expected to take care of for a lifetime. But how could you possibly hope to keep everything in order on your lifestyle? Health is expensive. Gym memberships, equipment, all that high-end organic food, gadgets, and devices to install order to new routines. The everyday person can't just hope to go into a health kick and make it with what they have.
You just
Or
don't
could
do it.
they?
Just
What
live.
if there was
Just
a way
live life.
for any normal
Be happy.
person,
Eat a
your
donut.
average, regular everyman, to just skip all that convoluted mess and gain a little health without a budget? There has to be a way to do it, right?
Watch Everyman
In March of
Hybrid.
2010, 3 college-age young men trying to fight off cabin fever at the end of a cold
Okay,
New Jersey
there's my
winter
answer.
came
They
up
were
with a plan
college
to
age.
do
Got it.
exactly that. And they wouldn't just make it happen for themselves either. They'd share their plans with everyone who wanted in on the idea via the internet. You didn't have to find a gym instructor, a health specialist, a trainer, or anything like that. You could be all in one, a full hybrid of everything you wanted to be. Armed only with a camera, their ideas, and an open internet, the 3 friends got right down to work and launched their new series, Everyman Hybrid.
What's going on, Internet? I am Vinny Everyman, and this is Everyman Hybrid. We're here to show you that you don't need those ridiculously expensive gym passes and harsh regimens to maintain a healthier, happier lifestyle.
Oh, what
We
a
want to show you that
throwback.
there's sort of a yin and yang between
Feels like
mental
forever
and physical
since
health.
we've seen that.
So we decided, why not make a video blog? We're hoping that we can put 1 or 2 out every week or so. And
Vinny
we'd love to
looks
hear from you if you
so
have comments or
different by
questions.
the
You
end
can
of
reach
the
us at
series.
Twitter.com/EverymanHybrid or EverymanHybrid@gmail.com.
Their camera quality also went up at the end of
Vinny,
it.
Evan, and Jess spend the next 4 videos getting viewers on the track to everyday fitness without hesitation, starting with a practical new way to get in a jog even if you work during the day.
Hey guys, what's up? Just got back from my evening jog. It was beautiful. I got to watch the sunset by the lake. Now, a little word of advice if you're going to take a nighttime jog is you want to go a little bit before sunset, and you want to make sure it's a brisk jog, because if you exert too much energy, you'll be too energetic basically for the rest of the night. You won't be able to sleep.
After this, we're treated to a workout room special on stretching by Evan, with some nice white noise distortion on the audio to help relax those muscles.
Hey guys, we are coming to you after this nighttime jog that Vince was just having, and I thought that this would be a good opportunity to talk to you guys about yoga. Now, yoga, yeah, it sounds like a chick thing, but it's actually not. It's really helpful for your muscles. So, let's say, for example, you were just running.
That sounds
like
really
Vince was just doing.
sexist.
What
I
you wanna
didn't
do is
catch
make sure
that the
you
first
stretch
time.
out your legs, okay? And those...
We move on to a topic that's relatively new for most, the connection between eating and dreaming. Our nutritional instructor Evan kicks off the tour.
Well, here we are in the cookies, and cookies aisle of our local supermarket. And the reason we're here is I wanted to show you guys exactly what you shouldn't be eating.
I like you. I like you.
This you really shouldn't eat.
Well, it seems our editor-in-chief Jeff forgot the all-important Everyman Hybrid theme music during that intro, but no worries. Evan takes us away from the cookies and chips to much safer options for a smoother, gentler night's sleep. Trail mix, dried fruit and nuts, whole grain, and natural corn snacks are all good options to eat. At the end, Evan and Vinny sit at the counter to review what we've learned today.
Now, also on the topic of dreams, not only food, but also stress, outside sources, pretty much anything can affect what you dream about. Like just last week I had midterms, and I was stressing out so much that I had dreams that I was running through the woods in my old elementary school, and it felt like something was following me. You know, that could have been a manifestation of the stress levels I've been feeling in school. It could have been a lot of things. So, not only do you have to worry about the foods, but also try to keep yourself as stress-free as possible before you hit the sack every night. What about you, man? You have any recurring dreams lately? What? Never mind.
You have to hand it to Vinny in spite of those odd dreams and midterm stress, though. Not only is this channel up and running, but so is the Everyman Hybrid Twitter. Dreams and eating. How does it affect you, hybrids? Check it out. Tell us what you think. Sorry for the delay this week, hybrids. Our guy Evan seemed to be getting over a small ailment. No worries now. You saw him. He's okay. Well, it looks like we have to hand it to Evan too then. Feeling under the weather, and he still gets on camera and takes us on a trip to the market. It's no wonder the next episode comes up so quickly.
Summer's right around the corner, and you can do many outside routines, including swimming, biking, car pushes, fireman carries. Pretty much anything you can do outside to get your heart rate up is good, and we will show you some of these. Evan, got anything to add to this list? Guess not. Anyway. Let the fireman carry.
Alright, so Evan seems to still be a little bit out of it, but I'm sure he's okay.
Oh
He
yeah,
looks
it's
just
definitely
finally
okay.
against that pole up there as Vinny demonstrates a good way to mix up your jogging routine. Maybe now he's feeling a bit up to discussing today's topic.
Now, when you want to...
Oh, well, Jeff probably had a bit of trouble with the audio, but Evan certainly seems to be doing a lot better now, even if we can't exactly hear him. Still, his absence is noticeable as Vinny demonstrates how to use some home gym equipment in the next shot.
Now, let's say you can't get outside, right? And you still want to run. This is your old faithful right here, the treadmill.
Still hasn't
Now,
mentioned all the
most people
Slenderman
use it
in
whether
the
they have a time
background.
constraint or the weather's just
Appearances in
terrible.
the background.
Now let's say you have bad knees or a bad back. That's when you want to go for a low impact machine like the elliptical. Now the ellipticals are very good. Sometimes they have a better workout than the treadmills. The only downside is they're a little bit pricier. These bad boys, the treadmills, can run anywhere from $50 at your local garage sale to no more than $700 if you go for the big boys. The ellipticals base price is usually about $150 to $200 for an ancient guy like this. So depending on your needs and depending on your price point, you pick one or the other. There's no need for both though.
Hey, there's Evan. Let's see if he's feeling good enough to get in on the action now.
This is car pushing! Now this is car pushing. You want to do it either with a partner, like I have over here, or you can do it by yourself. You want to do it for about a quarter of a mile at a time, but always make sure you have someone steering and having the brake controls. Just because you don't want a car neutral going out of control.
Of course.
Alright. So that kind of concludes this episode. And we went over some basic cardio. We did some good stuff, I think. Is there anything else you want to add on the list, or are we good? No, I think we're pretty good. Alright, so remember, biking, swimming, car pushing, rock climbing, anything you can do to get your heart rate up.
All things you can do right here in the Greyhound.
Exactly.
Evan, you also got a souvenir from today.
What?
You got a souvenir today.
Oh yeah, show me your souvenir real quick.
Yeah, so a little girl runs up to me today, and she says that a man told her to give me this.
Evan's
Which I
got
think is kind of interesting.
he's got a secret admirer.
We made a
I've seen-
profit.
Yeah, we did.
America.
America.
Looks like the guys are already making fans outside of YouTube. They keep their morale and forward momentum moving and roll into the next topic,
That looked
working
like
out
the
those upper
figure
body
from
muscles and
the
arms.
Hornets. I'll say that again.
So what you're gonna want to do is you want to start about here, and bring your arms up slowly. Bring them down slowly. Simple as that. And depending on your weight, you want to do either 8 to 12 reps, depending on what you feel comfortable, and 3 sets of those. Now again, it's very important you go slowly. You bring them down to the starting position every time, and you bring them all the way up every time. Oh no, Evan, you know what happens? My muscles exploded and blew the power. You know what that means?
Oh no, get to the chopper! I'll get the life.
Alright, bro.
Well, that's the first time every single bulb in my basement blew out at once.
Sun's got better peas, my brother.
Sorry, boys. Yeah, let's come to Evan's house and film.
Good to see Evan had plenty of spare bulbs to correct the issue. Vinny and Evan are quick to move on and bring us to our next topic, affordable home gym equipment.
So, if you think about it, 3 months with a $70 fee for a gym, well, that's already above $200. But this baby, since it's under $200 and it has just about as much things as you can get from a gym, then that's a pretty good
I
investment.
haven't really
for you
gone to
guys.
explaining it.
It's definitely something that you guys should.
Not only that, but they're a lot easier to maintain than you might think, because some people go $200 for a machine. It's probably not going to last that long. Honestly, these babies are built like tanks. It'll last for as long as you need it, as long as you keep it maintained and keep it in.
Well, how do you maintain it?
Next, Evan introduces us to the importance of having available music for your workouts.
Hey, Vinny, you look like you're missing something.
What am I missing, dude?
Atmosphere.
What do you mean?
You see, kids, very important part of working out. You see, what music does is it keeps you focused, keeps you ready to roll. Some people like heavy, some people like soft. I, for one, am a fan of Motorhead. Check it out. Now, I believe I got... That wasn't Motorhead. That was something else. My thing's probably on the fritz. It's been broken for a while. But what you guys want to think about is music that gets you pumped and gets you wanting to work out for a while, not just for really...
Truly, you've got to give it to these guys. That wasn't the perfect take due to what seemed like a lot of distractions, but they kept going. Let's move along into our next fitness lesson.
Do we really go on with this?
I mean, I want to, but we need to figure out who broke into Evan's house. Alright, so Evan, there is kind of a plus side to all this Slenderman breaking into your house business.
Whatever Nick did or whatever.
I mean, think about it. Nick had a pretty good suit on. You gotta admit that. I mean, sure, he broke into your house and took it too far, but we could use that.
I'm all for pranking.
Us, the king of pranks, but this really took it too far, I think.
Because his parents are dude.
And not only that, but they didn't stick around to be like, oh, we got you, here's the unmasked.
That's what
Yeah.
irritates me. Like, okay, yeah, you're in my house.
At least own up to it, yeah. But I think Nick, maybe.
I don't know. This is not that bright. I mean, yeah, you know, he loves the joke.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
that bright.
But he's not that bright, so he wouldn't know to be like, oh, here I am, you know?
I just know it's not.
The only thing that gets me, the only thing that really gets me is where did he go?
Yeah, golly, good for him. Thanks. Yeah, let's write him a little note that says, "Hey, bro, thanks for being Slenderman. Thanks for giving us this awesome footage. But I would just like to add a P.S. that's
Wait, how did he get out of the room? It's a second story window.
I just know it's all certain about him, dude. I don't know. You're his lame.
I mean, I understand. He's been acting a little weird, even before that, you know?
He's acting weird, alright.
Oh,
You alright, man?
let's get the show on the road. You ready, Ev? Let's get to filming.
if he ever breaks into my house again, I'll cut off his legs and shove them down his throat."
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
We should use it though. It was pretty sick.
It was pretty sick.
That one.
Alright, let's do it.
Hold on. This isn't right here. First, there's not an ounce of footage
Oh,
about any of the topics they're covering. The video seems all haphazard and thrown together with a sense that we shouldn't even be viewing the conversations taking place. And what's more, the title, 3 dots. That's Morse code for the letter S. There's no reason for these guys to use Morse code, and even if they had one, that isn't much of a message. As for the Slender Man prank, would they happen to mean the faceless man in a suit that keeps appearing in their videos? Like in this episode, obviously standing in the woods watching the car pushing exercise, or standing behind Evan at the telephone pole. How about here looking into the window of Evan's basement as Vinny demonstrates dumbbell curls just before the lights burst? Is he also the dark figure in the corner of the room stepping just out of view as Evan speaks? How about here standing behind Vinny in the exercise room of his house? And behind the door with Evan demonstrating stretching in this video? Is that the reason behind the cut of odd footage focused on the woods at the end of the intro with no context? In the opening video during the segment, an annotation will appear on the YouTube channel that says, "Sorry about this clip. It somehow slipped past our editor." It did seem a little suspicious at the time. And in the beginning of episode number 2, there's an annotation that says, "Hey there, hybrids. If things seem too obvious, check out episode 6. Now, I'll admit what you're all thinking. Yes, it was too obvious. Obvious to the point of being embarrassing. And it's almost cruel to not play along at such a good-hearted amateur attempt. With the joke displaying, there had to be a point of admission in the near future or an opportunity where the guys gave us a chance to call them out on the joke. But to do so now just seems kind of wrong. This video letting the whole thing slip, no matter how obvious it was, doesn't seem nearly official enough to open a discussion about the Slender Man prank. Let's follow the advice of that annotation from episode 2 and head on to number 6, healthy eating. Jeff decides to get out from behind the camera and join Evan on an adventure to the market. They take us on a tour to find the best ingredients for a Santa Fe chicken salad before the video suddenly cuts to nighttime in Vinny's car following Evans on the road.
Is that Dave in the backseat of Evan's car, dude?
You know what?
Do you see that? I think he's trying to scare Evan. No lie.
He wasn't with us, though, was he? Where's Dave?
Alright, fellas. Campfire time.
I mean, let's just get a little bit more slender in it.
Wait, Evan, second story, dude.
Oh, my ear.
You check your room. I'll check. It's Daniel.
You guys ready to slime to shoot?
Yeah, but where's Ty?
I left it in the car.
Where's the mask?
In the car.
What do you mean, man?
I left it in the car.
Vinny and Evan break into the room while their friend Daniel, their new Slender Man actor, waits behind with Jeff. It turns out that whatever was in there playing Slender Man is now gone without a trace, but there's something even more disturbing about this clip. From the point of approaching Daniel to breaking down the door, Evan and Vinny completely changed their shirts. Before now, Evan was wearing a Pink Floyd t-shirt. At the end of the video, he's wearing a BioShock shirt. We don't know precisely what's written on Vinny's shirt, but it's also black with decals on the back and a white sort of skull on the front. Then it turns into a tan shirt. We know this is Vinny and not someone else because of his position ahead of Jeff the entire way upstairs. Jeff holds the camera, Evan investigates his room, and Vinny, in a black shirt with white writing on the back, walks ahead, finds Daniel, and stays to the left of Jeff as he and Evan talk to him. And though it's a bit hard to see outside, when Vince slams the car door and announces it's campfire time, you can see it is him wearing the shirt with a white skull decal. Evan then approaches him, talking about getting a little more slender footage this time when they shoot. Judging from the clothes worn during this video and the clothes worn by Jeff and Evan in the last video with the Morse code title, what we saw in the video named S is what happened immediately after this event. So why and how did they suddenly change clothes in an instant before breaking down the door? The fallout of this comes from Twitter a day after. It's been a rough week, hybrids. We just checked in on Evan and his family. They're terrified to say the least. This is just weird. J. In the previous tweet, we can see that the J stands for Jeff. The guys will be using their first initials to send messages from now on. On May 20th, a new tweet appears, this time from Vinny. Pretty weird week. Sorry for keeping you all in the dark about this. Everyman is assembling today to explain. Stay tuned. A new video drops later that day called Public Service Announcement. Maybe we can get some answers now.
Alright guys, so pretty sure by now you've caught on to our whole shtick. We are doing the health food thing, obviously. but also we had a little bit of our sick, morbid humor with our little visitor. But recently there's been some situation that Jeff's gonna kind of take over from here.
Alright, so we're not done. There's no way we're done. We're just getting started actually, but we're gonna be on a brief break for a little bit. I mean, it's probably gonna be about another week for our next video. We'll keep you guys updated.
Definitely a good thing to start watching this because he's pointing out things I didn't even notice. I did not notice that they changed their shirts. That's like a really small detail that you could definitely miss. Jeez.
We're not, don't expect another video anytime remotely soon.
Yeah, and we feel that we need to take this break just because, you know, the severity. Someone broke into Evan's house pretending to be, you know, our Slenderman character. And we're not going to go into details with where our Slenderman and his end, you know, ours ends and his begins, but let's just say that not all of them are ours. And that kind of worries us. So, we kind of have a deal on the table for you that Jeff's going to lay out, I guess.
I mean, it was Evan's house. Go for it, man.
Alright, here's the deal. If whoever you are, if you come out and just tell us, okay, I'm sorry, it was me, my bad, then there will be no repercussions. Okay, fine, just don't do it again. Water under the bridge. However, if you continue to hide who you are, and if you do it again, and we catch you, then there's going to be some very, very negative repercussions. So, if I were you, I would definitely just come out, tell us who you are, and apologize for it before this gets any worse than it has to be.
That's all we gotta say, guys.
Alright, till later, Hybrids.
Keep you updated.
Got it.
Alright, clearly something isn't right here, and the Everyman Hybrid crew isn't feeling okay, especially Evan. Vinny and Jeff seem to sense he's still off kilter a few days later. Alright, Hybrids, we're going to get Evan out of the house this weekend with a little hiking on the trails. Check back soon, Jeff. Vinny comes around to bring us up to speed on May 30th. What's shaking, interweb? We just got back from a hike and everything is seeming normal. Keep an eye out for our next vid soon. The next video drops on June 1st, titled A Day in the Life. The guys spend some time out on nature trails with 3 new people in tow. Jessa, Jeff's girlfriend, Alex, his brother, and Ryan, the group's friend. The day is very peaceful. The group explores the woods, finds an old abandoned house or two, sit under the shade of one giant tree in the middle of a field, and relax on a hill. There are some odd things about the footage though. It's very slow at times and freezes quite frequently. We also spot Evan standing by a fallen tree at one point, staring at its insides, who has to be told to come back to the group when they continue walking. After finishing a few trail hikes, Evan's also the one who calls it quits first, stating that he's tired and just wants to head home. Another video is added the same day this is uploaded. The guys have decided to perform a sleep experiment in which Jeff and Vinny will pair up to test how their bodies react to going for days without sleep, while Evan gets as much as possible and will keep a dream log. The video is in black and white for reasons we're not told. On June 4th, we get a special request from the EMH crew. Alright, Hybrids, before we release our next special, we want to hear what you want to see from...
Oh, sorry for pausing in the middle of him talking. But another good thing about watching this is the fact that now we also get the Twitter... I just sound like a typewriter or like a Morse code machine or whatever. Another good thing is that we get to see the tweets, because I don't have a Twitter account, or sorry, an X account, whatever you want to call it, and I don't know if their Twitter page or X page or whatever you want to call it is still even active, so, or available, because I think the Marble Hornets one is gone. So
us. Email us at
is my
everymanhybrid@gmail.com.
Instacart order here yet?
This
No.
week, Evan starts his dream log. Wish him the
It's
sweetest
not.
dreams, Hybrids. Or something else more masculine. Tomorrow is Jeff and myself's last night of sleep before we go sleepless for 2 days. In the name of science and YouTube, of course.
I'm
Catch
still
the start
listening.
of our
I'm
sleep
just
test
gonna,
live tonight at 10 p.m.
I'm still listening. I'm just gonna check to see what they replaced my food with.
Eastern Time. Come armed with questions. Unfortunately, the guys have more than a few technical difficulties and can't pull off the live stream until June 11th. Jeff and Vinny are downstairs and we learn Evan is upstairs sleeping. During the stream, we see a pair of legs at the base of the stairs that disappear into the back room. Someone on the chat alerts Vinny and Jeff, and Vinny goes to check, but comes back to say nothing's wrong. We find out this wasn't exactly the case on June 13th in a tweet regarding the new video being late. The reason, among other things, for the delay. Hold on, hybrids. The same day, Sleep Lab Part 1 is uploaded, which includes footage before and after the live stream. We can see once the stream ended that Vinny led Jeff to the back room to see what he actually found there, the action timestamped at 3:29 a.m.
But when I went back there, let's just say not all was kosher, dude. Just take a look. Yeah.
What the hell?
Within the 10 seconds that it took for me to get up and get back, this was that.
No, I mean, we were online for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this wasn't back when we got the weapons out to mess with Evan before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Holy shit. Do you think Alex could have done this?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's our
That's so weird.
Yeah, that's the stuff you got from work. I guess we're just paranoid, you know?
What's that, man?
40 hours? Hold up.
It's from the...
It's the I Like You doll from Acme.
Yeah.
What happened, man?
Looks like dog?
It's burned.
Why would you
Shit,
burn
might
that?
work.
It's so cute.
I think this is my brother trying to mess with Evan.
Yeah, but
Yeah, then we can't let him
we
see
can't
this,
let him
dude.
see this. Evan will
It's
freak
purple
out.
tape, though.
He's just
Purple
not getting
tape
back
is
to normal.
habit.
Let's get out of here. Get this in the morning.
My brother will, not us.
Alright.
The guys get past this and move on to 4:53 with a plan to antagonize Evan at the computer. When the camera focuses in, we can see he's viewing a site called Can You See the Words? The guys have some play fighting, followed by a time-lapse featuring an uninvited guest as the third layer of footage plays over the scene.
I didn't notice
Searching
that
online
either.
for Can You See the Words gives us a result. A Tumblr blog by that name run by someone who has been posting anything and everything that has to do with floods, water, and arcs. Every instance of the word flood and water has a strike-through line when posted, while
To
some
the
terms are
arc.
defined using Wikipedia links. There are several pictures of floods, and every appearance of the word arc is emboldened. There are also custom text pieces like the example on June 6th. He'll never find me here, but I just can't risk it. The page Evan was caught looking at in the previous video is a post for the song Plural for Sheep by the Sunstreak, which features the chorus, Hold Back the Water With Me. Again, the user behind the blog has crossed out the word water. There's also an excerpt from the novel House of Leaves on June 8th, a passage about a ship named the Atrocity sinking. Inside is one man who seals himself in a cabin that defies the water pressure even as the ship sinks to the seabed and he's trapped in the darkness of the room. Then there's this piece, also from June 8th. Amid disquieting dreams in the night, when deep sleep falls on men, fear and trembling seized me and made all my bones shake. Job 1314. Seems strangely appropriate. Going back to June 8th on the EverymanHYBRID side, we can see Vinny tweeting about how it's going to be the last full night of sleep for him and Jeff. And speaking of Twitter, there's an extension of the blog on there too, accessible through a link at the top of the page. The very first tweet came on June 4th. My sleeping habits have been improving. Dr. Weiss says I can lay off the pills in a few weeks. The next came on June 6th. I decided to flush the rest of this month's pills. That weight's lifted, but I still don't feel free. Maybe I never will. We'll see. It's more than strange that the name of this blog would be advertised in the back room of Jeff's basement, but so far there's no discernible reason why, though we can see this is a very troubled person. On June 16th, EverymanHYBRID activity resumes. The guys tweet out a picture of their miscellaneous dreams throughout the sleep experiment. The first drawing seems to be from the perspective of someone in a bedroom facing an open door with something in the corner. The second is of a dark man standing in a doorway. And the third is a page of nooses hanging above a forest, with people below that have heads scribbled out. Sleep Lab Part 2 is uploaded the same day, detailing Evan's dream log. Evan's dreams during the experience are relatively normal. He has a vague dream of a picnic with his grandmother, nothing he can remember on the second night, and dreams of a roller coaster on the third. During the fourth night, Evan wakes up at 3:29 a.m., claiming Vinny and Jeff's noise downstairs probably woke him up. But he says he can also remember the dream he just had was a nightmare. He was in a town with a bunch of children who began disappearing one by one, and as they disappeared, you could hear them screaming in the distance. The more children disappeared, the more screams were added to the chorus. After all are gone, Evan turns around and finds himself in the woods where the screaming is at its loudest and there are bags hanging around. Evan tries to go back to sleep, and there's a moment of visual distortion followed by the shadow of a head on the wall behind him. At 4:30 a.m., he gets back up, says the noise downstairs is keeping him awake, and decides to just start his day. On June 17th, a video appears on Can You See the Words by its owner, a girl who's just moved into a new studio apartment in Princeton, New Jersey. She doesn't want to share her name, and despite being asked several times by anonymous users, she doesn't know anyone named Evan. There are paintings behind her, and the figure in a jester's hat has a piece of purple duct tape over its mouth. We can guess these are her paintings by the tweet that comes later. I'm actually really enjoying all these art courses. I thought they'd be a bit too hipster for me. And on the Everyman Hybrid side of the story, there's another surprise. A new Morse code video. The title represents the letter O and features footage of Evan playing with a Freddy Krueger glove while Vinny and Jeff argue about the backroom discovery during their live stream. The footage is spliced with scenes from a day in the life and what seems to be more videos during the day that we haven't seen, as well as video clips that just can't be placed. Vinny and Jeff don't know what to do about the Slenderman impersonator now that it seems he broke in and defaced Jeff's backroom, and Vinny insists that they have to ignore it and keep going or he'll win by shutting them down. At the end, Evan offers a thought. Maybe it's possible that the Slenderman they're dealing with isn't actually fake. On June 21st, the girl from Can You See the Words answers some anonymous questions. We learn that she's been seeing a doctor for past trauma she's trying to forget, and the paintings in her room may have something to do with her problem, but talking about it will only make it worse. Acknowledging it also makes life much worse, and whatever it is, it's responsible for her migration up north. According to the girl, I miss my old house, but I couldn't live there without my family. I guess I miss school too. The professors at the Alabama School of Fine Arts were phenomenal. The Everyman Hybrid Twitter becomes active next. So, guys, really, what is this -- video everyone keeps messaging us about? Is this another channel or something? Just logged in to check what this is all about. The last video we posted was at June 16, 2010, Evan's Dreamlog. You guys trolling? 2 days later, a new video appears from our girl behind Can You See the Words, who has a response to all the sudden anonymous questions about Everyman Hybrid.
I checked it out. I checked out the this Evan guy, this Hybrid Men or whatever it's called. I watched about like 4 or 5 videos. It's amusing, really. No, they really do seem like nice guys. It's cute, but they shouldn't really mess with things that they don't know about. Just saying. It's kind of like making a Holocaust joke, you know. But I'm gonna go get to work. I need some sleep tonight anyway.
Hold on a second. That is not the same at all. That is...
So, I'll check you guys out later.
The girl also takes some time in her day to answer some anonymous
We're not
users.
gonna address that.
Not trying to sound angry or mean here at all, just taking a stab in the dark, thinking I'm onto something. You and the rest of your followers appear to beat around the bush, so to speak, in the question-answer sessions you posted so far.
Oh,
Has
let's
no one
find
else
out the
really
weather
come out
this
and
time.
asked about the Slender Man and
Oh,
your
snow will
situation,
begin
or
in
are
my
you not
location
answering those
around
questions
17
that refer to
minutes.
him by name on purpose?
It's March.
Evil does evil deeds, but giving it a
Almost
name
April.
only empowers it. What happened has happened, and I do thank you all for expressing such concern and interest, but it'd be best for it to stay unnamed. I'm looking to help those already involved, not pull more in. What pattern regarding arcs, floods, water, and what have you are you referring to in one of the earlier answer sessions? Again, I'm trying to appeal to those who have seen, not bring more in. I'm not going to construct a bandwagon for the masses to die in. You mentioned in your latest video that Evan and his group were essentially messing with things outside their understanding. I fear your concern is well-founded, as in some of the videos past where you stopped, the joke became considerably less funny when things got real. You mentioned your parents left your old home. Why? I haven't caught up on the entire series. I've only watched up to 5. Well, my parents didn't really get the chance to leave. They're dead.
Is everyone's parents
on
on the
June 29th
live?
at 3:44 in the morning, the girl receives a slip of paper in an envelope marked by a symbol with 4 arrows pointing into a black hole. Inside is half a set of coordinates. Have to appreciate your apparently strange neighbors and their surprises at your door after a long day of work. The same day, Everyman Hybrid uploads a video titled Slush Pops and Surprises. The guys are in the kitchen where they notice what looks like a card taped to the sliding door. The envelope bears the same 4 arrows in dark center as the card from Can You See the Words, and inside, again, a set of coordinates, this time for west. It also appears to be ripped from the same sheet of paper as the girl's coordinate set. But at the end of the video, something truly unexpected shows. Enter the tragic hero and his unattainable companion. The guys host a livestream on July 2nd, which includes Alex, Jeff's brother. The video is in black and white, which they do acknowledge and claim it's due to webcam problems. The crew's been alerted by fans that the girl from Can You See the Words has the other half of the coordinates from the envelope they received, but they aren't going to do anything about it. She is, however, in Princeton, which they know is only about 20 minutes away. So the girl from the blog and the guys live in a very close area of New Jersey.
Coincidence?
The door-busting scene from the
I
end of the
think
latest Morse
not.
code video is also brought up. This shows Evan and Jeff breaking down a door from their trip during a day in the life.
They use
but
that
not only
clip
can the
so
guys
many
not
times
see
in
these
the
Morse code
series.
videos and think their fans have grouped together to play a joke on them, they say they don't even remember breaking down any doors that day. A fan even tried to send them a screenshot from that video, but it came through as a screenshot of YouTube's 404 error message instead. An odd tweet comes across next from Can You See the Words? I really must resist, but I don't think I can deny Hoagie Haven another visit. Lunchtime much? It seems that her disposition on the new hometown is getting better while Vinny receives another odd message. More random love notes? Inform your friend that he has missed something. On an otherwise blank sheet tucked in the morning paper. Can You See the Words goes back to fielding anonymous questions on Tumblr. What happened to your parents? How did they die? Last week, I probably would have had an all too emotional nerd rage response to this, but honestly, I have to appreciate your to the pointness. It's kind of funny, really. I'm not even sure my neighbors know we're gone. This guy overdosed down the street and that brought everyone's spirit down, and rightfully so. Don't get me wrong, the community was very tight-knit and loving, but they can handle maybe one tragedy at a time.
Okay.
I came home from school one afternoon. The house was a half acre of ash.
Wasn't that the title of one of the last videos that we watched from Everyman Hybrid? Wasn't that one of the titles? I swear that was.
It stands cold and silent. I don't know why, and I don't want to know what. I've screamed and cried, and it's only grown stronger. There are others, I know it. There are those who use it for play, but there are others who know better. I think you know better. It's calmed for you. Help me. I know it is the equivalent of ignoring genocide, but you must occupy your mind and distract yourself from such thought. It's how I'm coping. It's the only way. Those Everyman Hybrid people have received a similar note to yours. It appears you both have opposing halves to coordinates. Perhaps you should reach out to the one called Evan. You mentioned your parents. Did it have anything to do with their passing? Forgive me for prying. As much as I love goose chases, I'm just going to avoid anything out of the ordinary at the moment. As for my family, check my last couple of posts. I've seen him. Then you know. My question is, why hide? Why live in fear for the rest of your life? Why live under its rule? Why not fight it? If I was being chased by it, I would fight it and live, or fight it and die. Nothing in between. I would defy the monster for life or death. The strongest rebel can only provide it his strongest weapon. Things cool down on the Tumblr side of things from here, but on YouTube, excitement stirs outside of the Everyman Hybrid channel. A viewer of the series and user on the Unfiction forum going by the name Green Feathers took the set of coordinates the Hybrid crew and Can You See the Words received, went to the location, and found something. A wooden box with dozens of words and phrases carved into its surface. Fear the flood. I don't exist. Can you see? It's a plan. He's everywhere. Run. And no one can help you, just to name a few. On the inside of the lid, a drawing of Slender Man with tree branches for arms sprouting from the side of an eye.
Interesting.
Inside the box, several of the torn,
Green
burnt,
Feathers
and
was in one
defaced
of their
pictures
videos.
Jeff and Vinny found in the back room during their live stream. They include images of the forest with Slender Man added in, one with a circle that seems to be pointing out a dark figure. There's a shot of Jeff with hundreds of black tentacles closing in on his back as he runs, Vinny and Jeff with their heads burned through, and a piece of paper with a quote. Consider this a place of refuge, not from the waters, but from damnation. On the bottom right corner, a marking, 1 of 7, The Everyman Hybrid crew posts their 7th episode the next day, Self-Defense. Vinny begins the video with an intro that doesn't go so well.
What's going on, hybrids? Today, me and Ev, wherever he is, are going to tell you about martial arts and a little bit of self-defense. This is actually a topic that he knows quite a bit about, being a martial arts teacher and all.
Wait, what is going on with Evan here? Let's roll back a minute. It seems that Evan is alone at the table with the cameraman focusing a flashlight on his back as if they're intruding or the lights are broken. That's not the end of the odd activity though. At 1 minute and 22 seconds into the video, you can see something moving in the window behind Evan as he demonstrates his move. There isn't much more to this, however, with Vinny and Evan going on showing martial arts defense moves. The guys end their video with an announcement. They're having a small contest. Whoever films the best Everyman Hybrid promotion, be it a poster or a bulletin board ad, whatever they feel like making, will win a prize. Those who participate are instructed to send their submissions to emhpromos@gmail. Back on Tumblr, Can You See the Words keeps up with her followers. Thanks for the advice about coping. I see it less, and when I do, it seems less hostile? I do not know the proper word for it. Anyway, how did you learn how to cope as well as you have? Lie, even to yourself, that everything is okay. He is there, waiting. I don't leave. I wait. No movement, just waiting. Help. I wrote just this, almost verbatim, in my journal last year, before I knew. He starts fires. Shouldn't you take solace in the water? Not all floods involve water. Is the music another way of saying how you feel? And do you like Animal Collective? Just thought you might. Rabbit or habit? That last statement is more than a little bit strange, but we can actually address it.
Rabbit.
Do you remember the music
habit?
from the first Morse code video? Copyright.
It
turns out this is from a song called Who Could Win a Rabbit by the band Animal Collective. The song features very broken musical pacing with a repeating verse of rabbit or habit, habit or rabbit. In the video, we see the classic tale of the hare and the tortoise racing played out by men in suits. After crashing on their bikes, the rabbit chases down the tortoise, tackles him, covers him up and leaves and presumes he's won. The tortoise then escapes and finishes the race on foot, crossing the finish line. After this, we see the rabbit is dead and the tortoise is eating his flesh. The tortoise won a rabbit and he's going to celebrate by devouring him. This isn't the last time Who Could Win a Rabbit comes into play either. On July 24th, the EMH crew returns. Hybrids, guess what? Wildcard Ustream at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. During the live stream, they're joined by their friend Jesse via the stream chat, and Jeff's girlfriend Jessalyn is here as well. 8 minutes in, Evan gets up and starts pacing around the basement in circles. This continues all the way up to 13 minutes and 20 seconds in when Evan's asked what he thinks about the girl from Can You See the Words. He seems to snap out of it, says she's cute, and continues pacing around. Then, at 14 minutes and 9 seconds in, Evan walks by slowly, purposely, with purple duct tape covering his mouth. At 15 minutes and 30 seconds, Vinny retrieves the coordinate paper after someone asked if they still have it, but he's holding the other half that the girl from Can You See the Words was given, not theirs. Someone also mentions Marble Hornets, which Jeff said in a prior livestream was their inspiration for the whole Slenderman act, and they make a $20 joke. These characters are fans of Marble Hornets, the online fictional series, and know about the culture around it. There's also a major section talking about House of Leaves and how Jeff finally convinced Vinny to buy a...
So this whole series was inspired by Marble Hornets. They did their... Is that what I'm gathering from this? I could be wrong, but that this could mean that that Marble Hornets did it first, and everyone who did it after was inspired by Marble Hornets, and they were like, oh, we're gonna do our own twist on it. They obviously did a lot more complicated stuff than Marble Hornets did, which is why they needed 7 videos to explain Everyman Hybrid. But thought that holy crap, that's awesome. Okay.
Copy of the book. Around 21 minutes in, Jeff shows us a necklace he plans to give to Jesselyn. After this point, Vinny takes over the chat on his own and responds to a user who asks about the box Green Feathers found. The guys investigated the pictures that Green Feathers took, but still dismiss it all as a bad joke. Alex joins in, Jeff comes back, and they announce the next video will be on hiking. It's asked through the chat if Evan's okay. When he disappeared earlier, Vinny saw him go into the bathroom, but it's now been a very long time for him to be away. Jesselyn comes back later to show off her drawing of a balloon-headed man giving a child a balloon, and it's asked if she's an art major. No, she's just learning, but is in school. The drawing is an assignment for her art class. Speaking of artists, Can You See the Words posts an interesting picture on her Tumblr. Never going to guess who I passed tonight. Your friends. It's a picture of the EMH crew inside the shop she's mentioned on Twitter, Hoagie Haven. Now we know for a fact they're in the same local area and even seem to frequent the same places. There's a middleman approach response to this picture when someone on Twitter forwards it to the hybrid crew. Well, it seems that we have found our first paparazzi. We can't help Midnight Sandwich Princeton adventure urges. Meanwhile, another tweet from the side of Can You See the Words? Ever just connect with someone? Later on Tumblr, she seems to almost answer her own question. Absolutely. In the need to address this girl by name, someone asked her if she's got a name we can use and says most followers have been referring to her as Damsel. Her reply? I like it. On August 8th, Jeff tweets out that he and Jessa took a stroll around Lambertville the night before, August 7th, and shows a few pictures of the area. The next day, we find out who Jessa hung out with the night of the 8th as Jeff was tweeting. Damsel from Can You See the Words?
Hi. 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 We were just watching Miley and me. Marley and me.
We got twists.
Yeah, we got some Wawa.
Frozen ice cream. Hi. All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Did you catch that flash in the background? Let's play it again.
Was that Evan?
Marley and me.
Black shirt, gray shorts. Who does this look like to you? Certainly seems to be exactly what Evan was wearing during a day in the life, and he's running as fast as he can behind the girls with a purpose. What is Evan doing here? Despite Evan's hurried cameo, it looks like Damsel had a good time with an actual friend. So, later that day, why does she tweet, "Everything's fine, just not feeling well recently"? Was the video uploaded as a way for Damsel to cheer herself up? Clearly, not all is as well as it seems, and that goes for both fronts of the story. On August 12th, the EMH crew posts a new video,
No, he's doing
Joke's
a really good
Over.
job of explaining this stuff.
What's going on, hybrids? The other day we tried to, like we told you, film the hiking video with the tips and stuff, and something weird, to say the least, happened. And at the time I didn't think anything of it, but the night before, someone spammed me with videos of basically animals dead, mangled in bags. And we're just going to show you guys. We're going to show you what we got and see if you guys can think anything of it. Alright.
Vinny and Evan are in the woods on camera while Jeff films, getting ready to show us some hiking tips. They describe the kind of clothes you should be wearing on a hike and some equipment like the knife Evan brought along. Then the scene cuts to an outro piece. The hiking footage is completely missing. We know they recorded it due to the language Vinny uses, but that's not the focus here.
Alright guys, well we had a pretty good time hiking and giving you some real hiking tips because you guys moaned about it all day. But we got a little bit of rain on, but what can you do? You gotta be prepared.
Yep. Now,
Be prepared.
but I figure that just about wraps it up. So we're gonna head back to the car, which is also another good thing for you guys to bring, because you don't want to walk.
And
all the way
remember
back
where
from
it is,
wherever
because
you
if you
came.
forget where it is, you're pretty friggity.
Yeah. You guys hear that?
Siren head.
Dude. Evan. Fuck.
Dude, what? Do you have your knife? Give me your knife.
Here. What is this?
I want to know why his first urge was to cut open the bag.
What the fuck is this?
Evan, you alright, man?
Evan's behavior isn't explained and not really questioned. The crew has something bigger on their minds as Vinny explains next.
Later that night, Jeff called us, and after talking to his brother, we found out that he called his parents and his family, and he basically just said, what did he say?
Said he was looking for something.
He said he was going to look for something and goodbye. He found that kind of weird, so we tried to give Jessalyn a call, and she just didn't answer. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over and talk to his family and see if we can't get anything, because we're kind of all freaking out here. We want to get everyone together and talk about this. On another note, me and Evan both have little mini cameras now, and we're just going to kind of document more or less, just basically to have an outlet to get all this out, to talk to someone about whatever's going down.
Three days later, things turn strange for Damsel as well. She receives a box that was sealed with purple duct tape containing a new set of coordinates and a white porcelain disc with a birdhouse on it. A follower asks her if she's going to head to the destination, and Damsel replies, "I'm not going anywhere someone else wants me to go."
That's smart.
Immediately after, she grants us 2 more messages answered. "Hey, have you seen Jessa recently? She doesn't seem to be answering calls." I mean, tomorrow's Monday, I'll probably see her in class. In the latest video, is that your friend? What's her name? Jessa? There we have it. Jessalyn, Jeff's girlfriend, is friends with Damsel, who she met in class. What class? Well, we know from Damsel's tweets and the livestream that both of them are currently attending an art class at their local school. Living within 20 minutes of each other or so, this is most likely at the same school, and even if it's not the art class, they know each other from a class at the same college. This has got to be who Damsel was referring to when she tweeted, "Ever just connect with someone?" This is the only person we know she's had human connection with in Princeton if her blog is anything to go by. Damsel's actively keeping herself secluded, so having Jessa as a friend and showing her off on the blog is very unique behavior. Vinny tweets out, "We'll get him home. He's not stupid. He'll come back with something. We need your help, hybrids. Let's find him. Where's Jeff?" The same day, a Tumblr follower tells Damsel, "Jeff's missing. Jessa's ex-boyfriend. You heard from either of them?" What? She didn't tell me anything about them breaking up. The anonymous interrogators, you all, foretold her classroom absence. I'll try to get in contact with her. So, Jessa wasn't in class after all, and Damsel hasn't heard from her yet either. Both she and Jeff are missing. Meanwhile, a follower of the blog follows the coordinates from Damsel's box with the birdhouse coin and finds a package of their own covered with a purple duct tape slipcase. It contains another porcelain chip, this time with a blackbird on it, and on the back, a single word: habit. An EverymanHYBRID business card is also in the box with the name crossed out and a Slender Man figure drawn outside the window. There's also a page with a quote: "Time and space flee every which way, disregarding your beloved logic. 2 of 7. On the box are the phrases, "boarding pass," "you know where," and "one in the same." The same day Vinny tweets out that they promised to find Jeff, he uploads a video of himself and Evan going to Jeff's house to speak with Alex.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's snowing. It's like going against the windows.
What's up, guys? Hey, man, what's going on?
What was that? Let's run that through again. Alex is still the one answering the door, but his mouth is covered with purple duct tape and there's an ominous figure standing near the kitchen table. Then distortion and we cut to the same scene done over again, but Alex seems to be glitching, repeating his action of opening the door over and over like Vinny did earlier in the self-defense video.
What's going on, hybrids? Today, me and Ev, wherever he is, are going to tell you about martial arts and a little bit of self-defense.
Vinny asks Alex if he's heard from Jeff since the night he called everyone to say he was going out to look for something and says that he hasn't. Vinny asks if things are alright between Jeff and Jessalyn, and Alex thinks she broke up with him and is giving Jeff the cold shoulder. She hasn't spoken to him through phone, text, or online in any form for a while. Vinny and Evan go upstairs to explore Jeff's room for clues and find a notebook. The one Jeff was going to use for their sleep experiment to record any hallucinations or odd experiences in as a result of sleep deprivation. There's a piece of purple duct tape on the front that wasn't there before and a drawing inside. Slender Man, but with a purple head, with a stick figure standing next to him, one on the ground and another lower on the page.
The dog,
They also find
the
a USB
habit,
drive
the
sitting on
stick in the
top of
mud.
Jeff's copy of House of Leaves. Inside are one of their business cards with writing on the back. I'm onto something. And there's also an open envelope but nothing inside. A quote is circled on the page.
Get that on camera real quick. Why did God create a dual universe? So he might say, be not like me. I am alone. And it might be heard.
Sounds like something out of the Bible.
Or House of Leaves.
Well, obviously he's trying to tell us something,
Yeah,
but...
but why wouldn't he just tell us where he went? Alright, well,
But what
at least
about
we got
this,
this.
Yeah.
You wanna go check that out and see if we can't find anything good?
Yeah, we might as well. Let's do this.
Thanks, Alex.
The very same night, Jeff uploads his own video, I'm okay, and confirms it with a tweet. Good to see the support. I really do appreciate it, but don't follow me too far. I'm heading south. For now. Jeff is in a burned out building and says he's been led there by a dream. He describes an experience in elementary school when a fire broke out in the science wing and every student was accounted for except for him. Jeff hid while the others left, but after that, well, we don't know the rest of the story as audio distortion hits and an hour of audio is lost. Jeff updates later in the night saying he realizes what happened, but it doesn't matter. He found something in the building, some medical documents that shouldn't have been there, and knows where to go now. He'll do his best to keep us updated on the road.
Why did it take
Just
the
after Jeff
person
tweeted
like a whole
confirmation
2
that he
hours
is
to
alright
check out
after
my
uploading the
order
video,
from
we see
Instacart?
something from Damsel. Daddy always said don't jump into water if you can't see the bottom. Then he died. 1 minute later, we get another tweet. We don't know each other. Just find her. Please. She's the only friend I have up here and I know you're all good people. Go. Hashtag where's Jeff? Her feelings are added to on Tumblr after receiving a message. So your Twitter indicates you really have no idea where she went, or that her man knows and is looking for her? I hope he is looking for her. She left without telling me anything at least. I know you all know she and I were classmates, but we were with each other a lot the last few weeks. We were supposed to all get together sometime soon. All of us. All of them. Jeff delivers on his promise to update on the road from Twitter. You'd be amazed how far I-95 south, a student credit card, and an old Maxima can take you. Last night. Miles away from there at this point. No reason to abandon your help though. Thank you, hybrids. I-59 south. I'm not playing someone's game. Let's break the rules and follow a loophole. Something he didn't intend for me to find. The weather is almost as pleasant as some of the people. Whoever left me this knows where Jess is. I'm coming for you. And on August 25th, a surprise. Another Morse code video, this time meaning A. It starts with video taken from underwater and there seems to be a struggle going on. Clips are spliced in between scenes of Jeff approaching a woman at an apartment and asking her about a Dr. Korenthal. She says the doctor died a few years ago and Jeff asks if there were any patients he had nicknamed Habit. The woman gets upset and demands Jeff leave the property. As this all happens, the interchanging scenes are played to audio cuts from Who Could Win a Rabbit, which is the same song that played in the very first Morse code video. That makes 2 instances now of the song being used in videos we know the hybrid crew can't see. The intercut scenes to the audio playing seem to be from inside a house with something very worrying going on as a person is dragged underneath a bed. There's also a very silent clip of Evan just looking through a sketchbook and one scene of what looks like Slender Man walking by a building. But here's something really strange. The end of the video shows a very brief clip of Jeff, Evan, and Jessa outside during what looks like their hiking trip during a day in the life, but Jeff and Jessa are wearing entirely different clothes. On Twitter, a post from Jeff. There's no use in breaking. Not yet. I will find her, and everything will work out. Just fine. No use in hysterics. Not yet. The next day, a video titled 78 of 76.avi. The description reads, "Sorry for the delay guys, but me and Evan have been trying to make heads or tails of this video we found on the flash drive that we assume Jeff left behind as some sort of clue. We're not sure what it is, but it's creepy to say the least. The whole thing is one clip and says it was all taken at the time of the day in the life video. We're getting more questions than answers it seems, but we're not giving up on Jeff." It does seem to be from the same day because Jeff and Evan are wearing the same clothes from a day in the life as they break down the door. But once they're inside the building, Evan is suddenly wearing ripped jeans which we know are his from the failed hiking video Jokes Over. He was just wearing gray shorts and brown combat boots. He's still got on the combat boots, but his pants have changed. Then, when everyone inside passes through
These
a
are
dark
things
doorway
I
and the
didn't
group ends up on
notice.
the beach at night, we can see the back of Evan's shirt now has red writing. He was wearing a solid black t-shirt beforehand with nothing on the back, and again, his pants may have changed. They look gray now, not the light blue ripped jeans we just saw. We couldn't see Evan's new shirt when they stepped through the first door, but one thing's for sure. He has changed appearance at least once through these transitions. The distortion that occurs when Jeff and Evan kick down the door is the clue that something has just gone wrong. Vinny's absolutely right. This may have been titled as one clip on the USB, but it can't possibly be a continuous shot. Another video surfaces that day. No hysterics, not yet.
Hey everybody, I basically got to have a sleepover
Oh,
in some county prison last night.
what would we do without Night
apparently they don't
Mind
like it when you
explaining
suck a
all of
bunch
this?
Security guards at an apartment complex, but they understood it was reactionary self-defense. They grabbed me from behind first. What can you do? Well, I came all the way down here looking for a name that keeps coming up on these papers I got. Really don't know what to make out of it. I just know whoever setting this little trail up for me, they didn't think I'd have these records. I have some questions for the guys when I get back, and I'd say that much. Probably be hitting the road, head back up north sometime tonight. If not, I'll probably sleep on some highway, the edge of some highway or something, an old Ironside, eh? Well, I'm alright. Like I said, I know whoever did this knows something where she is. Honestly, it's starting to irritate me, and I'm sure it's irritating everyone back home. I really just want to ask this to the authorities who chose to ignore us from the beginning. Is this enough evidence for you now? It's ridiculous. I'm trying to make contact with you guys soon.
I don't think the authorities are gonna watch your video, Jeff.
What Jeff says about punching security guards at an apartment complex after trying to track down some names actually makes sense. But only when you account for the last Morse code video, which shows footage of Jeff approaching a woman in an apartment complex asking about Dr. Korenthal. However, Jeff didn't post that video. It's part of the Morse code videos the guys can't see, so how did someone get a hold of it? Jeff is out on the road. What's more, he mentions how he's following the trail that someone set up for him to go down, and he thinks the medical records are a piece they didn't expect him to find. Someone set up the trail for him, which explains a really out-of-place line in the video description. Heading back up north soon. I'll share the postcard with you soon. Maybe you guys will be able to make sense of it. You know, clues aren't actually trying to be helpful when they're written in such a cryptic way, huh? It's just someone enjoying messing with you, and nothing more. Jeff's entire investigation is seemingly based off of a dream that led him to his old burned-out elementary school and a postcard. But this is the first time he said anything about any postcard, and it's not even in a way half his viewers would normally catch. Could the empty envelope inside of Jeff's copy of House of Leaves have had the mystery postcard inside?
Maybe.
Jeff finally returns on August 29th. Back in town, I have to find some place to charge all my stuff. Haven't talked to the guys yet. The gang's back together. At least that's one thing we can be thankful for. Apparently, the investigation regarding Jessa began sometime during my adventures. I just want you to come home. We are all together now, and at least we can maybe piece together some answers. I love you all and just want everyone to be okay. 2 days later, a blog from Damsel appears. I haven't seen Jess in a while. Some officer or agent or whatever you want to call the uniform came by and tried to question me today. I was on my way to work. He said they'll gladly be back soon.
Oh,
I'm
that's
starting
creepy.
to feel sick again. I probably shouldn't have gotten rid of all my medicine.
Ugh.
I shouldn't have made friends. On September 4th, the EMH crew uploads Reunion.
Hey hybrids, obviously I'm back. Like I showed you before, I found some old medical papers in my old elementary school building. We weren't supposed to be there. We're gonna look into that some other time, but the guys wanted to see what it was about.
We thought it was strange that Jeff would find confidential papers in an abandoned building.
In a school.
Yeah, so we thought it'd be a good idea to go back and see what we could find. We didn't find medical papers, but we did find a weird note.
Oh.
And
I
aside
don't know if
from
you
that
guys
note,
heard that. I'm sorry if you did.
we had a couple shots
My
that we're gonna
shoulders,
show you guys
now they feel weird.
that we're not going to jump to conclusions with, but
We're not gonna jump to conclusions with? Are you guys still seriously?
Jeff takes the guys around the building to show them where exactly he discovered the records. As they go along, distortion kicks off and Slender Man can be seen in the background. At the locker where Jeff found the papers, Evan finds a new bit of correspondence. A handwritten note from a girl named Lenny about a reunion in hell. Her warnings have fallen on deaf ears about a creature with black eyes and strange markings. It's claimed another one of us, and Lenny is sorry she was too late to stop it. On the way out, Slenderman can be seen again as Vince lets the camera hang by his side. These shots of Slenderman are the ones that have concerned the crew and prompted them to upload this video. It closes with a personal message from Evan, who states that he can't believe Vinny and Jeff can't see things for what they are. It's not just a man in a suit. It's not a prankster. It's much more dangerous and real than that. On September 6th, there's another surprise. Alex has started his own channel to keep tabs on events in his and his brother's life. He says that Jeff is going a little bit psycho, claiming his movies are coming to life and attacking him, that he's being hunted by a supernatural stick. The only reason Alex doesn't completely disbelieve Jeff is due to Evan and Vinny's insistence on the issue, and just in case, he's going to play along while keeping a third-party perspective for viewers. Messages pick up again on Can You See the Words? Where would Jessa have gone? What did the officer ask you? I have no idea. She didn't hint at leaving or anything at all. The police are getting more threatening each time they visit. Have a tiniest bit of a history and you're automatically a criminal, even if you're innocent of a crime that never occurred. I had a dream a few nights ago. He was in my house, then seeing me from out the window as if he's moving farther away from me. Is this good? Out of mind, out of sight. Until you remember, again. A few weeks ago, my professor keeps asking me if I know where she went. So are the police. I'm in the same boat they are. I just want her home, and all they keep doing is drilling me for answers that I don't have. The next video comes on September 9th from Alex. He and Jeff are on the back porch just hanging out when Alex makes a big show of something being in the backyard. Jeff is tricked into the yard to investigate and is angered to see Alex set up a fake Slenderman near the shed. Alex says it was a joke and Jeff replies that he just doesn't get it. Later that day, a tweet from the Everyman crew. We're preparing a huge catch-up video, hybrids, just trying to make sure we include everything that's happened to us thus far. Information also comes through on Damsel's side. Can you explain the significance of when you strike through certain lines of text?
It's really hard to follow along.
When
There's
people
so
make
much
a
going
mistake,
on.
they generally try to cover it up. I'm no different.
That's why I'm not really saying much, because there's so much being thrown at me at once and my brain is trying to comprehend it. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to say thoughts at the end of it, because there's so much going on, like... Oh my gosh. So I guess thoughts so far is that, Can You See the Words is obviously someone who, is experiencing similar issues, knows a lot more than what they do. And Jessa disappeared, we know that. So I'm glad I'm watching this, but again, I'm like, I'm lost, and at the same time, I'm like invested, and I'm like getting kind of like so much information at once. It's like, I didn't think it'd be so hard to react to this, because it's like so much being thrown at you. I didn't think it'd be so hard.
And now we know. When Damsel posts something she's trying to cut out of her life or believes should be pushed away, she makes a strike-through line. It's a mistake that she has made in typing. Floods and water are her aversions, but we know now they're just metaphors. After all, not all floods involve water. The next message she replies to even confirms this. No matter what you've been accused of or what has happened to you, you haven't caused any floods. Thank you. Really. At this time, Damsel is struggling with police investigating her concerning Jess's disappearance, and she feels personally responsible somehow because she decided to make friends. This is the best way for us to discover that floods and water are metaphors for her, but there's another hint. Prior to this, Damsel has admitted to enjoying the rain. On June 8th, she posted, "I wish it would rain" by The Temptations with the comment, "every day" beneath it. And on July 20th, she wrote, "The few storms we had the last couple of nights were beautiful. I'm amazed that I can use such words and not feel completely petrified. As I was heading home one night, I heard flood warning and my heart sank. Surrounded by people in Princeton, I felt completely isolated, but I managed to walk home, ignoring the intensifying rain. You have to understand that this was a major step for me. I thank you guys for the continued support. I feel comfortably content even as my apartment stands the water. It's the kind of weather to just play some old albums you forgot you ever had." Actual rain and floods don't bother her. Water is not the problem. But writing out the words she's installed metaphors for is a mistake because it violates her rules about thinking of the things she's trying to keep out of her life. A new tweet comes from the Everyman side on September 20th. Hang in there, hybrids. We're almost done recording all the commentary we need for the catch-up. It's odd to watch your own videos, to say the least. All 19 of them. Hey, at least it's something to distract from missing someone, right? This is a hint that they still can't see the Morse code videos. As of the time this was posted, there were 22 videos in total on the channel for our side of YouTube. 3 of those are the Morse code titles. Take them out, and you're left with the 19 visible to Vinny, Jeff, and Evan. The next day, a picture from Damsel appears. I wanted to approach him. I really did. We all really need to talk this out to find her. Maybe they'll see this. The next video arrives on September 26, titled Cops Checked, No Body. The hybrid crew is in the car with Jesse, their friend from the Ustream chats. Jeff finally shows us the postcard he received that started his solo investigation. From the clue about visiting a land of ash and waste, we can now understand why Jeff ended up at his old elementary school, which was destroyed by fire and had personal history with him. Vinny is driving and chimes in while Jeff is talking about how they still can't see these Morse code videos fans keep telling them about, which is really getting on their nerves. If it's a joke, they're not laughing. They're also becoming highly suspicious of Damsel from Can You See the Words, and the things that she's expressed on her blog lead them to believe she's less than innocent. It's implied they think she has something to do with Jess's disappearance, but haven't made any moves about it yet. Evan also begins to tell Jesse about the papers that Jeff found in the elementary school regarding Dr. James Corenthal when she cuts him off. Her uncle was named James Corenthal. However, she barely knew him and remembers that he moved somewhere in Florida when she was very young. In asking Jesse if he ever worked in Ohio at a children's home, Jesse claims he might have practiced in some field to do with children, but doesn't know for certain. When the crew reaches their destination, we learn they're searching any local places where major fires occurred to try and figure out what land of ash and waste the postcard is referring to. While searching, they discover a dead girl with deep animal slashes on her wrist below a hand that still clutches a note. Jeff gets close enough to seize it, then spots something ghastly white on all 4 limbs crawling in the woods behind them. The camera switches to Evan and Jesse investigating in a pair who are swept up by Vinny and Jeff sprinting by saying they've got to go now. Jeff tweets out a picture the same day of the postcard he received with the Land of Ash and Waste clue. In this picture, you can spot something he neglected to mention. The word habit is typed in the bottom left corner, the same word on the back of the porcelain disc that matches the one Damsel received in her mystery box. The following tweet addresses the thread at the burned building where the girl's body was found. I'm not sure what we all, you two hybrids, saw, but we obviously didn't find Jessa, and that's why our search continues. On September 30th, Damsel returns the correspondence. Have the police been asking any more questions? Best of luck, Max. Thanks, Max. On topic, yes. Not so much questioning though as it is accusing. They're getting verbally pushy. At least the ones who show up at my door are. October kicks off with an Alex video. His dog, Sparky, is scratching at the closet door and growling late into the night. There are heavy breathing noises throughout the video and Alex checks the closet but finds nothing. The same day, a post from Damsel appears. I have seen him. I believe you. I never wanted to help spread it, but it seems that either way, it wins. And I don't want to passively euthanize the world. What can I do?
Stop posting.
On October 4th, Jeff begins to break. Land of Ash and Waste. Where is it? What the hell is happening? And to think that some people claim to withhold answers. He uploads a video the next day serving as a video memorial. It plays several pictures of Jeff and Jessa and a clip of them together. At 53 seconds in, there's a sudden flash of something Jeff didn't put in. A drawing of what seems to be Slender Man in a pinstripe suit with the word guilty written across his head several times. Just a short time later, we get word from Damsel. They told me to expect a big change of scenery sometime soon. I think I heard him laugh as we hung up. I'm ignoring any calls with PD in the ID from this point on. Let them visit. I'll tell them the truth. I'm as worried as any friend would be. 3 hours later, a tweet from EverymanHYBRID starts a chain of action. Lies you shouldn't fall for. That artists from Princeton are anything to be trusted. Enough said. I'm on your side. Get it through your head. Lies you shouldn't fall for. Your best friend's boyfriend is rational. Lies you shouldn't fall for. That there was ever even a fire, I'm sure. I'm through with you, beloved EMH. See you later, hybrids. Yeah, let me force a nickname for my viewers. Real cute. The nerve of some people. Try not to shut the door on the hybrid crew just yet. Jessa needs all of you. It was a door shutting that got me interested in them, and now they've shut the door on me. Some things just have to be done. It's in the law's hands now.
Alright, documentary, get a load of this. Apparently, my dear friend Jeffrey seems to be jumping to conclusions and blaming an innocent woman for the disappearance of his girlfriend. That girl from the Can You See the Words website, who clearly is not guilty of anything except for desperately trying to survive in this messed up world and against messed up happenings. He apparently went to the police and basically blamed her for everything, saying that, of course, she was the last person to see Jesselyn. So now she's brought into this, and she's in, being interviewed or, God knows what by the friggin' cops. And of course, now the cops do something. Hey, great. I'm still awestruck that nobody else can see what's going on here. But either way, I hope this in some way helps in the very end. I'm just tired of this shit going on and on.
The next video is Good Things to Come by Alex. Apparently, Sparky's been at the closet trying to draw attention to something for a few nights now, so Alex is going to record the door for a while in case he catches something. The morning of October 8th, we hear about the fallout of Jeff's actions from Damsel. North or south, nothing changes. They put me through a mandatory psychological evaluation. A series of photographs, quotations, copies of my art were presented. They have no basis to fully arrest me, but after analyzing the results of said evaluation, deem it necessary to detain me. Whether it's a rat in a shoebox or King Charles of Zembla in his formerly majestic palace, a prison's a prison. I'm not sure how long I'll be gone. Thank you all for your help, and for being there since this all happened. Whatever they do to me, Jessa, I hope you're okay. I'm sorry you couldn't see the truth. I've left a small passage on the post queue. Maybe it will explain some things. Probably not. Yours. There's only one response Jeff can offer. You would understand why it was necessary if you were me. It all points to that girl. He includes a picture of a photo strip he and Jessa shared to underline his point. But on October 10th, his tune changes. Now that that's done with, I still don't feel any better. Nothing changed. We'll push on with this damned postcard, I guess. For her. The next video posted comes from outside the EverymanHYBRID or Alex channels. Instead, a viewer named Magus posts a congratulations video he was sent by the guys for winning their EverymanHYBRID promotional materials contest. It starts with the EMH3 talking to him through the camera, then is suddenly spliced with a piece of familiar footage, followed by something new.
Hey man. We used to sit out here and talk all the time before she died.
Jeff, she's not dead. Stop talking like that. We're gonna find her.
Alright, man. You want me to show you something her and I made last summer in the shed?
Sure, man. Let's see it.
Look at this. Jessa?
Wait, what?
Jessa!
No, stop.
Where did that video come from, Magus? What kind of sick joke? Let me rephrase that. What the hell is going on? Magus, I know it wasn't your fault. You can understand my anger.
So at the end of it?
I think we can all understand Jeff's anger. His girlfriend is missing without a trace. He's being harassed by someone sending cryptic hints where she might be. He's finding strange documents left behind for him. And the Slenderman prank has suddenly become much too real. Add in one nameless dead girl and a pale white beast that seems to have killed her, and there's more stress on the hybrid crew than they ever anticipated. Forget about fitness. This project has spiraled completely out of their control. The Morse code videos fans keep trying to convince them exist just complicates the issue further. If these videos are so important, how could they not see them? And just who's been uploading this footage? What's the meaning behind the mystery boxes found at the coordinates sent to Damsel and the guys? Who led them to discover Damsel's blog and why? And what horrible circumstances led Damsel to leave her home in Alabama? The answers are coming soon, but not before we travel much further down the rabbit hole. Things may look grim for Jeff, Vinny, and Evan now, but just you wait. It's about to get a whole lot more fun in here. But I am afraid that's all the time we have for tonight, my friends. We'll continue on in Everyman Hybrid Explained Part 2. In the meantime, feel free to go to the official EMH channel and read ahead and absolutely click the subscribe button for good measure. Not only do these guys deserve your subscription and your views, the series just continued again and there's a lot of story about to unfold on the horizon. If you've enjoyed the start of the Everyman Hybrid Explained series, you can let me know by clicking the like button. Make sure you catch the next installment as soon as it airs by hitting the subscribe button as well. Leave a comment below if you'd care to, and for those who like updates throughout the week, I'll be teasing the Nightmind community with news the entire month on Twitter and Tumblr. Thanks for joining me in the dark again this evening. Once more, I'm Nick Nocturne, and just like Slenderman, I'll be seeing you again real soon. Sleep tight.
Alright, so that was Nightmind's Everyman Hybrid Explained Part 1. Thoughts. I really thought that did go in depth. Nightmind does an amazing job of going in depth with series and stuff. I've seen some of his previous videos. I don't remember which ones I've seen. I think the ones I've seen by him are analog horror series. I think he did one on Greylock. I think that was the one I saw. And some other ones. But he does a great job of going into, like, great detail and, like, notices, like, the smaller details and going into, like, bringing up all the other video. I know that when we were watching Everyman Hybrid, through my reaction and stuff, I skipped over some things. So he's going over all the things that I, skipped over, the Twitter page and everything as well, that I don't even know if that is on anymore, if that's even a thing, because I know that the Marble Hornets one is gone. But he went over that too, and then the Tumblr, or blog, either the Tumblr page or the blog from Can You See the Words, that he brought up too, and he was reading those posts. Those were all things that we didn't even look into, so there's so much to go into. So yeah, seeing this is really great to, just watch together, because then all of us, so any of you guys who haven't seen this, also get to experience with me, more in-depth explanation as to what was going on in Everyman Hybrid. So this is really, really refreshing, because we also get to, reflect and then kind of rewatch the series too, because if there's anything that we missed, like some of like the little details of their clothes changing, I didn't even notice that, or if there were any sightings in it that I didn't see the first time either. I say first time as if I haven't seen this before. Like, I've seen Everyman Hybrid once, and then this was my second time watching Everyman Hybrid, and again, I didn't really remember much of it. But, again, Nightmind's explanations just, he does a really good job, and, I'm sure that once we get to, like, his last video explaining this, I'm sure he'll probably wrap it up in a nice big bow or something like that. So hopefully he does, because I know I didn't really talk too much during this, but it was kind of hard to, because there's so much information being thrown at me at once, and it's hard to take in, and I didn't want to pause too much because I didn't want to interrupt it, but it was just really just like so much information, and it's really nice. And anyways, I feel like I learned quite a bit, and I hope you guys did too. I hope you guys enjoyed, if you guys did watch this and made it to the end of me talking as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next explained video, and have a great rest of your day, whatever time zone it is for you. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. Hit that notification bell as well if you'd like to be updated or notified of the next time I upload a video. See you all in the next one. Bye.